There's people like me scattered all over the earth. You know, there's a me in every neighborhood. We're not trying to save the world, but by saving just a little part of it, that's a start. One of the things that I've noticed is that I can use gardening as a tool for bringing about little changes. This garden will take 105 degrees, it'll take 13 degrees, and I have an official government document that proves it'll take 81 miles an hour.
Really?
So, highway patrol, Louisiana speeding ticket, that's an official government document. 81 miles an hour. That's an F1 tornado. And so I don't have trouble with bugs.
That's hilarious.
I enlist a lot of neighbors to do things that make sense in their garden, and it just happens to push that little bit of agenda of lightening up. You know, people like lightning bugs, can't have it without tall grass. You know, you like butterflies, got to have flowers. A few little herbs in a pot, not going to change the world, but you can teach your children that they can make a pizza or spaghetti or chili with oregano and peppers from their flower bed. They have ownership of their meals. And they can grow up to be whatever they want to be, but when they were kids, they had ownership in their food. And that's important. Let me show you some stuff up in the yard. Like I said, I killed all the grass, and I just added all these things. I made it to where it used to be 16 steps from the street to the house. Now you can just amble, take your time. And by the time you get all the way around here, you're kind of relaxed just a little bit. I've got one bush here that I pruned, just because, you know, I don't cut my hair. But I pruned this one shrub to show people I know what to do, but this is the only thing that's clipped out here. You know, just like I shave here, I shape this up, I let this go. Same thing with the yard. You know, when I first started, everybody had mow and blow lawns. They used a lot of weed and feed. They sprayed for the fire ants, and everything was real controlled. And then those things started being taken off the market because of environmental issues. Water became an issue, water quality. People's time, their leisure time changed, and so people didn't have as much time to do things. And we started growing wildflowers along our highways, not because it was cool, because it's good for butterflies and songbirds, but because they couldn't afford the pesticides anymore and couldn't afford to pay guys to mow. Whatever. Now wildflowers have become sort of accepted. Home gardeners are seeing an impact, and they're having to grow things that don't depend as much on the old ways of gardening. So we've seen a change in the way people design their gardens, the way they use their gardens. They want to get outside more. And so they're having to go with plants that don't need a bunch of maintenance, that don't need a lot of sprays, that aren't noisy with all the equipment. And that's because of convenience, not out of concerns for the environment. And so it takes psychology, it also takes sociology. Let neighbors know that it's okay to not have wall-to-wall grass by showing good examples. My garden is extreme because it's an experiment. I'm looking for plants that do well, that have a lot of value, without a whole bunch of maintenance. I look for plants that have a real sense of place. They grow well here. It could be California, it could be Ohio, it could be England, Alaska, but here in the deep south, I look for plants around old home sites, small towns, country gardens, cemeteries. I mean, you know, if dead people can grow it, I can grow it. And what I've done is I find this tree and that shrub and this vine and this perennial, all these random places growing with no water, no sprays, no herbicides, no pruning, no artificial life support, and I pull them together into a composition that looks like I know what I'm doing, but it's all plants that will grow at a cemetery. You know, and some horticulturists find them boring, but they work.
Yeah.
They work. And so it's called right plant, right place. And I practice what I preach.
There you
go. Look at there, screen door. I like the way it sounds. Listen.
Nothing better than
this. Well, it's an old-fashioned sound.
Wow. That is such a unique sound.
It's nice to have prune shrubs in a nice lawn, but you don't have to have wall-to-wall carpet. You can have a little throw rug of grass and get your jollies off there and have it surrounded with flowers and trees and shrubs that are pretty and attract wildlife that you can eat. Those are easy to do in any suburban landscape. Just make the lawn not wall to wall, but a throw rug.
You got a graveyard of flamingos, I see.
Yeah, the bird flu.
Gone.
Grow things that make sense in your environment with your resources and try to do it in a way that's sustainable, share with others, and collectively come up with something that's not this mow and blow, fast food, hell with the resources, and just try to do things that make sense.
This could go viral if it goes badly.